Hi guys, I'm Lady T and welcome back to the channel. Here to give you an update on the Tim Norman of Sweetie Pie's trial. So testimony began on Tuesday, September the 6th in St. Louis murder for hire trial of reality star James Tim Norman, who's accused of conspiring to have his nephew Andre Montgomery Jr. killed to collect life insurance policy. The opening statements are any indication. The prosecutors would spend the duration of the trial, which is expected to last longer than a week, trying to prove to the jury that Norman was the man so driven by money and such dire financial strains that he masterminded Andre's murder to line his own pockets. The defense, however, is painting an entirely different picture of Norman as a man who felt a special responsibility toward his nephew after Andre's father passed away. Both Norman and Andre was key characters on the Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reality show, which ran for 9 seasons on their own network. The show starred Norman's mother, Robbie Montgomery, better known as Miss Robbie, and centered on her running the popular Sweetie Pie's restaurant in the Grove. Miss Robbie had a very successful career as a singer, working with greats like Ike and Tina Turner, Barbra Streisand, and the Rolling Stone before beginning her second career as a restaurant owner in St. Louis. Her grandson Andre was killed on March 14, 2016. Prosecutors say that Norman paid the gunman who killed Andre, as well as a Memphis-based exotic dancer, Terica Ellis, to lure Andre to his fate. Norman's alleged motive was money. Prior to Andre's death, Norman took out a $450,000 worth of life insurance policy on his nephew. Now, to do so, he used the insurance broker Wild Yagma, who had once been a music producer for Nelly. Now, according to the prosecutors, Norman conspired with Nagman to fraudulently obtain the life insurance policy on Montgomery. In October 2015, the pair submitted 4 separate life insurance applications, each of them containing false information regarding Montgomery's income, network, medical history, employment, and family background to the 4 aforementioned companies. Representatives from 3 of the companies said that they canceled the application due to incorrect paperwork or inability to attain the necessary information to issue the policy. At least 2 of the reps testified that even if the application was completed in full, they still wouldn't have been able to issue a policy because Norman was not part of Andre Montgomery's immediate family, and their relationship would not qualify as insurable interest. In the policy that was ultimately issued through fraudsters, Norman obtained a $200,000 policy with a $200,000 accidental death rider that would pay off if Montgomery died of anything besides natural causes, and a $50,000 10-year term rider that would pay out if Montgomery died within a decade of the policy being approved. All 4 representatives testified that Norman was listed as a sole owner and beneficiary on each application. Yagma filed the paperwork. Prosecutors alleged Norman attempted to conceal this plan from Andre. On one application filed by Yagma, the base policy was set at exactly $249,999, a single dollar below a trigger amount set by the insurer that would have been required that Andre take an in-person medical exam to determine if he was at a health risk. In the month prior to the application being filled, prosecutors said that Norman texted Yagma and was eager to get the ball rolling. Andre ain't going to be around much longer, Norman had texted him. Opening statements indicated that the coming days will see testimony from Yagman, the trigger man, Tervel Hill, and Ellis, who all pleaded guilty to the murder for hire plot, as well as Sweetie Pie's employees. Norman's attorney, Michael Leonard, also indicated that Robbie Montgomery will be taking the stand as well. Not surprisingly, Norman was at the center of the opening statements for both prosecution and defense. In her opening statement, Prosecutor Gwendolyn Carroll said that Norman didn't call Andre's mother, Michelle Grizz, in the days after the murder, and said Norman called the life insurance company to collect on a $450,000 policy he had for Andre. According to Carol, when working with Yagma to draw up the application for the life insurance policy on Andre, Norman texts him, "Andre might not make it to 6 months, bro. Not kidding." FBI agent Chris Faber testified that investigators could not determine if somebody had forged Andre's signature on the insurance application because they did not have enough writing samples belonging to the victim. Faber said that Andre returned to St. Louis in March 2016 to speak with police and take a polygraph test to clear his name in connection to a June 25th burglary at the home of his grandmother, Robbie Montgomery. More than $200,000 in cash and other valuables were stolen from the residence. Norman pointed the finger at Andre, who left the area shortly after the crime. Text messages presented in court on Tuesday between Andre and his grandmother indicated that the young man feared for his own safety. Andre denied any involvement in the burglary and suggested that his uncle might be responsible. Faber said that FBI does not know who committed the burglary. However, he said county authorities had cleared Andre. Attorney Leonard pointed out that Andre failed to contact his grandmother or anyone else in the family in 7 to 10 months he had left town. Andre continued to be active on social media, posting photos of himself posing with drugs and guns. Faber said that investigators never figured out how many times Robbie asked Andre to come back to St. Louis. Faber also testified that Andre was under the influence of drugs at the time of the polygraph test. On the day of Andre's murder, Prosecutor Gwendolyn Carroll said that Norman dictated texts to Ellis to send to Andre, and that in the immediate aftermath of the murder, when Ellis called Norman, he told her to get out of St. Louis and never come back. Within 2 days of Andre's death, Carroll said that Norman paid the gunman Hill $5,000 and Ellis $10,000. Carroll told the jury that though some of the evidence that will be presented may seem complicated, Norman's plan was a simple one. When Norman attorney Michael Leonard made his opening statement, he said that Norman was largely responsible for getting Welcome to Sweetie Pie's made into a reality show that allowed the St. Louis-based restaurant to expand nationwide and turn the whole family into stars. Leonard referenced to a special bond he had with Norman developed with Andre. Norman felt that he had a responsibility to help raise Andre after Andre's father, who was Norman's brother, died. According to Leonard, Norman had pulled strings to get Andre enrolled in Nelly's Extreme Institute, a school in St. Louis for aspiring music producer. Leonard said that Norman also gave his nephew spending money and a car. Leonard said that despite all what his uncle done for him, Andre became involved with a criminal element that stole from cars and broke into ATM near Andre's Central West End apartment, resulting in Andre getting kicked out of the residence. Leonard concluded that Norman did take out a life insurance policy on Andre, but that was because Andre was an aspiring rapper with the drill genre. Lyrics of the drill songs often recount real-life situations from the streets, meaning that Andre's life might be in danger due to his music, according to Leonard. Leonard said that Andre himself was at the meeting with Yagma about the life insurance policy and that Robbie Montgomery and Andre's mother had policy out on Andre too. Leonard also added in his statement that the jury was probably going to hear from Miss Robbie at some point during the trial. It was notable that Leonard, and not a prosecutor, was the one who previewed Robbie taking the stand in this opening statement. This likely means that she will not be testifying for the defense. One witness did take the stand so far in this trial, Andre's mother, Grizz, the first witness for the prosecution. She confirmed that she did have a life insurance policy on her son, though it was much smaller than the one that Norman took out. She testified that she didn't find out about Norman's life insurance policy on her son until she was made aware of it by law enforcement. She also confirmed that when Andre was killed, Norman did not reach out to her. They only spoke at Andre's funeral, where he told her, "I'm very sorry for your loss." Robbie, Grizz's mother-in-law, informed her about Andre's death. On the stand, Grizz had broken into tears at one point as she was talking about her deceased son. In other texts, Norma allegedly told a cousin 2 months before the killing that he had recently been evicted from his St. Louis apartment and had more than $91,000 in monthly expenses, but no income from the TV show. The trial is expected to involve more than 100 pieces of evidence and last until next week. Alright guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's continue the conversation down below in the comments. Make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'm Lady T. I'll catch you the next time. Be blessed. Bye.